Tuesday here on NBA TV, you'll see the Trailblazers and the Oklahoma City Thunder at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. It's a players-only edition. Coverage starts at 7:30 Eastern Time. Will you two be here?
We will be here.
Yeah,
we'll be doing that game.
I figured as much. That's why I asked.
Players only, baby.
That's 3D's line. I think it's copyrighted, probably, right?
It should be.
Yeah. Russell Westbrook and the OKC Thunder in New York on the holiday. And the Thunder won this game in the first quarter. Spoiler alert, they won the game.
Yeah, they won in the first quarter. Like you said, they came out, and boy, the Knicks defense was very porous to start this off. And then OKC built up a big lead, and then never really got threatened after that. Like there's no way Nerlens Noel go from the three-point line.
No, that's easy.
And dunk. Someone's got to foul him.
Paul George had 13 in the first quarter. The Knicks as a team had 16 in the first quarter, if that tells you anything. And then the Thunder close out the half. Westbrook, then PG. Westbrook 17 points, 10 boards, 9 assists on the game. Third quarter, kind of more of the same.
Yeah, the Knicks' inability to control the ball handler. Every time down court, the ball handler was able to penetrate, get into the middle or the teeth of their defense, was able to dish, make plays, and consequently, OKC had a good night in the Garden.
We didn't find a single Knicks highlight to put in there.
Well, they were in the highlights. They were all on the defensive
positive
side,
highlight. They've lost 6 in a row, 9 straight now as OKC gets the win, 127-109. Russ, an assist shy of a triple-double. Talked about the difference today with Rebecca Harlow. OKC now 10 games over 500 on the season. If the Thunder are going to make some noise come playoff time, what's going to be the key to making that happen?
They have to keep defending the way they are. And I think they got to get a little bit smarter on offense. We talked about, do they need to add another shooter at the trade deadline? I don't know if they'll be able to go out and acquire one, but if they can't go out and acquire one, then offensively they got to become much more efficient. They got to have better shot selection, and they got to keep defending the way they're defending.
You know, what I like about them is tonight Russell Westbrook took 12 shots. It controlled the game. He had 10 rebounds, 9 assists. When you can go out there and control the game with 12 shots, that's the way I like to see him play. I don't like the Russ 8 for 32 nights where he just keeps shooting and that. Yeah, I just don't like that. I like when he's like his shot's been kind of funky this year, so he's not pushing it as much. He's not pushing that shot threshold up into the high teens, mid-20s all the time. He's deferring more, and I think this gives him a better chance. When you're that efficient, think about it, Zeke. He takes 12 shots, it has 10 rebounds and 9 assists. That's controlling the whole flow of the game, plus defending.
Yes.
And all the deflections and steals and stuff. So I like this new version of what I'm seeing in Oklahoma City. Interesting to me when the playoffs start. Does the old Russ come back in, bright lights, hey, I got to take over? Right. Or does he just kind of say, okay, Schroeder's been making shots. Paul George is our go-to guy. Get Adams some stuff, and I'm just going to play basketball. It seemed to me he was pressing the scoring margins, trying to maybe lead the league in scoring and stuff. Now he's just looking to get wins, and I like the let's just go win Russell Westbrook.
It's interesting. He's averaging about 10 fewer points than the last of his 2 scoring titles a couple of seasons ago. He's also one of the worst three-point shooters among guys who routinely take threes in the entire league right now. But he's able to do all those other things in part because Paul George has been their leading scorer this year and kind of their go-to guy down the stretch.
Well, the one thing that point guards learn in this league, if you want to win championships, right, you can't win championships by maxing out in these categories, right? The way you're going to win championships is to get everybody involved and play as a team. And your point production will go down, but your assist numbers will go up. Your teammates will be happier, right? And you become a better defender. That's how point guards win in this league. Big guys, on the other hand, they win by a different formula. And I think what Russ has figured out right now is how to win as a point guard in this league. We always measured ourselves, the great point guards, you always measure yourself by how many shots did I have to take to control the game? Magic Johnson was brilliant at it because he could take 8 shots and control a game. You know, but if as a point guard, that number was anywhere from 13 to 15 shots a night. And if you took 13 to 15 shots
when Michael Jordan was really scoring, I said, you know, Larry and Magic could control the game taking 12 shots. If you got Michael to take 12 shots, you controlled him.
Yeah.
Because, you know, and I said it was completely different how they play. And I agree with you. I think as Russell Westbrook's shots come down, his team's field goal percentage can go up, because rather than forcing 4 or 5 of those shots, all of a sudden now he's driving in there, where before he'd be taking some, you know, running 9-footers and stuff like that. He kicks it out, and those guys are not
crazy shots.
Crazy shots. Crazy shots. Why didn't I think of that? That's what I said. He was taking crazy shots. Now he's making passes, and guys are taking, you know, nice, got my feet set, knocking down jumpers for him.
OKC gets the win today in New York. Meanwhile, across the river in Brooklyn, it's the Nets 123-94 over the Sacramento Kings. 31 for D'Angelo Russell, back-to-back 30-point games for him. Joe Harris had 19, 3 of 4 from three-point range for the third leading three-point shooter in the NBA by percentage. And Joe Harris is with us here on Game Time after I'm told some wrangling with the headset. Is that the case, Joe?
Oh, yeah, we got it working now, though. We're all good.
Okay, good.
Joe, you got to shave that beard. That beard's probably getting in the way. All that gruff, it's hard to work around.
I got to trim it up a little bit.
Okay. You know what? All right, I like it.
You know what? I'm a beard advocate now, so I'm all over the beard. Looks good on you.
Hey, yours is clean, though. I got to clean mine up a little bit.
Question for you, because you've been there, what is your third season now in Brooklyn. At what point, maybe this season or even over the longer haul that you've been there, did your outlook on this team go from, hey, we're a bunch of guys who are kind of getting second chances in many cases, trying to find our spot in the league, to, hey, we can make the playoffs and we're a good team?
Yeah, I think you look at us at the beginning of the season, you know, obviously a lot of guys making steps in just individual development. We had some good veteran pieces. And then we just talk about, you know, being a part of the process, you know, trying to get better day in and day out. And we're all, you know, believers in what Kenny, Sean, everybody's trying to preach here in Brooklyn. And there's just, you know, a total buy-in. And obviously, you know, we've had guys that have really stepped up big and improved a lot. You know, D'Angelo's been playing great for us all year. You know, Spencer, I mean, you could go down the list. Everybody, it's a collective effort every night. You know, we don't have necessarily that superstar talent, but we play really well together on both ends of the ball.
Joe, when you talk about, you know, Kenny and Mark and that buy-in that you have there, you know, what did you guys do collectively to help D'Angelo when he came from the Lakers to Brooklyn, to get his confidence back, to get him playing at this level? What did all of you do as teammates to help him get to this level, and why did you believe in him?
I think, I mean, first off, you know, he comes to us, and we all know that he's an unbelievable talent and capable of, you know, playing the way that he has and shown this year. But I think for him, you know, just individually, being around, you know, Kenny, veteran players, guys that believe in him, you know, are helping him show the ropes, kind of learn to be a pro. The day in and day out, you know, we talk about being deliberate in your practice and consistent in your habits, and you know, he's bought in just like everybody else around here. And you know, you can see the improvement. You can see him, you know, just getting more and more confidence. And you know, here's the byproduct of it now.
Joe, you're looking so comfortable at that three-point line. You're shooting almost 48% now after 3 for 4 today. Just talk to me about the league right now and the amount of threes that are being shot and how it just kind of fits you and your team in Brooklyn.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I come into the league at a pretty good time for shooters. You know, I'm fortunate to be in the NBA when there is a precedent put on, you know, shooting threes. And, you know, you look at our team here in Brooklyn, and, you know, we value the three-point line a lot. You know, the other night, I think we set an NBA record. We played against Houston, just combined threes in the game. You know, not to say that we live and die by it. Obviously, we're kind of taking the game as it comes. But, you know, when it boils down to it, you know, Kenny, the staff, they really believe in guys taking open threes, making the right play. And, you know, obviously, I'm a byproduct of that system, and I'm lucky to play in a system that puts a precedent on shooting threes.
Hey, Joe, how upset does the coaching staff get when you take that three and you're about a foot in front of the three-point line? What does your coach think about that shot?
I'm not even testing the waters there. I know my boundaries. I'm strictly shooting threes, and then I'm opportunistic with my drives. If I can get something going to the rim, great. But I'm not messing around anywhere else.
Atta baby, good job, man. Way to know your game, bud.
Fourth straight win for the team that, for my money, plays the most entertaining games in the league. You guys have been so much fun to watch. Congratulations. Keep the beard. Keep the strokes and keep it moving forward in Brooklyn.
Keep playing hard.
I appreciate it, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Joe Harris with us here on Game Time. Much more to get to on the other side. Check in on more highlights from around the league, including the Pistons and the Wiz. Philadelphia 76ers and Adrian Wojnarowski tweeted, as he is wont to do, that the Rockets have agreed to trade Carmelo Anthony and cash to the Chicago Bulls. We expect the Bulls then to turn him around and release him for Melo to become a free agent. It'll save the Rockets some cap money moving forward, and Melo will become, as I said, a free agent available to anybody around the league. The question here, guys, is what kind of market will there be for Carmelo Anthony at this stage of his career and at this stage of the season?
I think there will always be a market for a guy that can score the basketball and be a good teammate. And I think the last part of it is when Carmelo gets interviewed by different teams, they will be trying to ascertain if he can be a good teammate, right? And if he can be a good teammate, I don't think people question his talent on the offensive side of the ball. I think they question, A, is he coachable? And B, can he be a good teammate? Because if you're coachable and you can be a good teammate, then there's a place for you in this league. I think what's happened to him in Houston, unfortunately, is that people question if he's coachable or can he be a good teammate. And the last part, last question I got is, do you think Wojo knew before Carmelo?
Probably.
I think Carmelo knew this was coming because procedurally they had to get it done today.
And that
probably
was
knew something
just a
was going to
joke
happen.
because Wojo's so good.
Yeah.
He always has the scoop.
Yeah,
Well, here's the
Woj
potential.
broke it to Melo. He called
Yeah,
Melo.
you
get
Very well,
credit.
Mike. Here are the potential cons on this from Carmelo Anthony. He's coming off his worst season as a pro last year. He's 34 going on 35. He's only played 2 games so far this season. How many teams are interested in that guy? I guess if you're a borderline team and you need something off your bench and he's willing to be that guy, maybe you take a chance?
Well, I don't know. I'm just going to be honest. I look at him as a defensive liability right now. He's not able to guard. In a switching league where everybody's getting out and doing so much switching, the length and the ability to move your feet, block shots, just be disruptive defensively is huge. He's never been disruptive defensively. He's always been an average to poor defender.
Yeah.
And then you hit on the biggest thing, Zeke. You're just saying, if I'm a young team, okay, and we're struggling a little bit, maybe to score some points, and he might help us in that area. Do I want to bring him into our locker room? And is he going to be a positive influence on all these young guys that you're trying to explain to them? It's not about putting up numbers. It's about putting up wins.
Yeah.
It's not about how many numbers you can get. It's how good you can make your teammate. It's not all about you. It's about us. A little less me, a lot more we. Does he fit into that? And if you're a GM, there's a lot of questions you got to ask yourself with that guy.
Well, we'll find out soon enough. He's expected to be released today. The deal won't go through formally today because it's a holiday, probably tomorrow, and then he'll become a free agent available to anybody, and we'll see what the market is for 34-year-old Carmelo Anthony.
Okay, the only question on that is the animal going to shoot threes in Houston? Everybody else shoots them.
Well, yeah, that's you either going to shoot a three or you're going to shoot a layup. And
He's got a lot of layups and
I think
dunks,
he's the
okay.
layup part of that equation.
well, in his mind, I'm sure he's been working on his three.
Oh, I like to see this. I can't wait. He's like, here we go, baby.
The big man's dream, right? It's like, I finally find a coach who's going to let me shoot the three, and I'm going to prove to all of you that I can shoot the three.
There you go.
I think we should get some of Clint Capella's minutes. Of course, Capella is out for the next few weeks for the Rockets. They are playing very small here lately. Let's bounce around. 4th straight win for the Bucks, who have now won 16 of their last 19. One of the headlines, though, is Doncic becomes the 2nd teenager ever to record a triple-double.
Okay, and we missed the whole lead on this whole story. There was 2 Antetokounmpos arm in arm before the game. You know that picture they had?
Yeah.
Yeah. How often can you say two Antetokounmpos? I mean, one Antetokounmpo is hard enough to say, but when you throw two Antetokounmpos out there.
I believe the plural is Antetokounmpi.
Oh, Antetokounmpi.
We'll check
like
the research,
octopi.
but
Yeah, exactly. I hear it.
I just call him Giannis and Lil Giannis.
Giannis and Giannis' little brother.
Yeah, that's Lil Giannis right there.
Costas, by the way, was drafted last by the Mavericks, the 60th overall pick. Let's talk about Doncic here a little bit. He's putting up numbers 26 and 5. He would be the third rookie in NBA history to put up those numbers. The other two are Oscar Robertson and Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
If you're underestimating what Luka Doncic has done, it's pretty remarkable.
It's remarkable and impressive, and it's real. You know, this isn't a fluke.
Right.
He's not having a good month. He's not having a good couple of weeks. I mean, he's the real deal, and he's only going to get better.
Yep.
And he also has, in my opinion, the perfect coach for him in Rick Carlisle, because Carlisle has put him in positions where he can be successful. Not only has he put him in positions where he can be successful, but he's moved him all around the floor, and he's letting him use the total, repertoire of all his skills. So I like what Luka, I like who Luka is, and I like what Carlisle has really done and the way the team has bought into him.
Yeah, the reason that's real, he plays at his own pace. He just goes fast when he wants to go fast. Other than that, he takes his time. He sees the entire court. I mean, to do the ball fakes he does, he gets guys, he does the okie-doke, puts it over their head,
Yeah.
and brings it back, and then shoots it, or puts it over their head. He's so calm with the ball. Yeah. He's made really big shots for this team when they needed him in crunch situations. But yet, he sees the court so well. You see some guys that come in our league and they just play 100 miles an hour, and their speed kind of gets everybody. He just plays at his own pace. And when you play at your own pace, the more you get accustomed to the league and the more you get comfortable, the better you play. So he's just going to get better. Because he's doing it with this. I mean, he's got a really high basketball IQ, knows how to play. So I'm looking forward to it, and I think you're right. I think Coach Carlisle does a tremendous job with him. Now, can they incorporate Smith back in the fold and get Dennis Smith playing well with him? Because I think that Smith's a heck of an athlete, should be able to play off him. And if they can get that thing solved, that's two nice young pieces.
Very nice young pieces.
For Dallas to grow with. But
and I think Smith, skill-wise, really complements Luka, because he's athletic, he's electrifying, he can do things in the air, he can bring the crowd into it, he can handle the ball sometimes, he can run Luka off. So I mean, skill-wise, they really fit. Now, chemistry-wise, do they fit? And when you have two young players like that, sometimes it doesn't work out because personalities do clash. But Luka's the real deal.
If you've been following this story, you know that Dennis Smith Jr. has been away from the team. He's missed 5 games in a row now, apparently just because he's unhappy about his role and about the way Rick Carlisle has used him, and perhaps about the way Rick Carlisle has coached Luka Doncic relative to the way he's been coached. They expect him to return to the team and be back by Tuesday. You just saw the Magic